All right, guys, let's just go ahead and get on into it, okay? Let's discuss the differences and the similarities between becoming an LSSP, an LPC, an LMFT, and an LCSW. So that is a lot. Those are a lot of different acronyms. Okay, so LSSP, Licensed Specialist in School Psychology. LCSW, Licensed Clinical Social Worker. LMFT, Licensed Marriage and Family Therapist. And LPC, Licensed Professional Counselor. All right, so to become an LPC, LMFT, or LCSW, you're typically going to have to do a program of 60 to 65 hours, okay? Now, the program is going to include a practicum experience and 2 internship experiences, culminating to at least 700 hours combined between the practicum and internship experiences. All right, so the rest of that is going to be coursework, and it's going to be in, psychopharmacology, licensed marriage and family therapy, ethics, all of that type of stuff. All of those classes, addiction, what else? Goodness, you have tons of classes. You're getting a well-rounded, even diagnostics. You may have a diagnostics class in there somewhere, because as an LMFT, LCSW, in an LPC, you can diagnose. So you're pretty much going to be doing 60 to 65 hours. Now, for these fields, you're going to have to, once you graduate and once you take your respected tests, depending on which field you go into, you're going to have to get an additional 3,000 to 4,500 hours. So you go through your course, you graduate, you take your test, and then you get your internship license, and then you start doing 3,000 to 4,500 hours, depending on what state you're in. Okay, and again, that's going to depend on whichever state you're in, was going to determine how many postgraduate hours you're going to have to get. So now, that's pretty much the coursework sequence and way to licensure as an LMFT, LCSW, or an LPC. Now, as an LSSP, Licensed Specialist in School Psychology, also known as a school psychologist, you're going to pretty much be doing a 60 to 65 hour program as well. However, the difference here is you're going to be doing a lot less hours, okay? So in order to become licensed, you're going to be doing all of your interning and stuff while you're in the program. So you're going to be getting anywhere from 1,200 to 1,500 hours. Now, that also may vary from state to state, but typically you're going to be doing 1,200 to 1,500 hours of internship while you're in the program. Then once you go and complete the program, you do your licensing test, and then you're done. You're not doing any extra hours in terms of internship hours after you graduate with your LSSP. So you're doing the same, you're doing the 60 to 65 hours. However, you're not doing as many of those hours, period. You're doing 1,200 to 1,500 hours to get your license as an LSSP. Now, let's talk about this in terms of salary. LCSWs, LPCs, and LMFTs typically get paid the same amount on average. From state to state, you're pretty much going to be getting paid on average about the same. And that's anywhere from about $45,000 to $55,000. Okay, anywhere between that. That's typically what you're going to be getting paid. Okay. Now, of course, once you get some more experience under your belt, then you can possibly move on and get some more money. And of course, if you're in private practice, you can possibly command more than that. So it just depends. Now, as I discussed in a previous video, as an LSSP, the national average is $75,000 a year. So as a school psychologist, you're getting paid more and you have to get a lot less hours. As a LMFT, LCSW, and LPC, you're doing a lot more hours for a lot less pay. Now, that's not to say that LMFTs, LCSWs, and LPCs work less than LSSPs, because that's not true at all. LMFTs, LCSWs, and LPCs put in work. They put in work, okay? Caseloads are high, and you're dealing with so many different. You're able to diagnose. You're able to, to help to treat those illnesses. Uh, you're learning so many different theoretical perspectives, and they are awesome fields. I think the difference may be that licensed specialists in school psychology are in such high demand because there are so many schools, there's so many school districts, and there are so many students. So you're in such high demand. They're in such high demand, and so I think that's why the salary is so much higher. There are so many LPCs, LCSWs, and LMFTs competing for jobs. There are so many people who have degrees in clinical mental health counseling, in social work, in licensed marriage and family. I'm sorry, marriage and family therapy. So, um, and they're competing for a limited amount of jobs, and so I think that's why. But I will say though, licensed clinical social workers are typically hired in more places than LPCs and LMFTs though. Uh, Licensed clinical social workers are actually in very high demand too, because they work in hospitals, they do work in schools too. Um, I mean, clinics. They work with a lot of veterans, and so although LPCs and LMFTs do as well, licensed clinical social workers are in hot demand. And so they may actually get paid a little bit more than LPCs and LMFTs as well. So, this is just some food for thought. I just kind of wanted to, give you guys a little bit of discussion on this because as I've been going through school and I've been looking at job trends and things like that, I've been just noticing, kind of what's in demand and kind of, salary changes and things like that, licensing changes, curriculum changes, and all that stuff. So I just kind of wanted to get on here and do a little discussion with you guys and give you guys some sort of a breakdown about LSSPs, LMFTs, LPCs, and LCSWs. So regardless of whatever field you go into, it's exciting. The possibilities are out there. Whether it's private practice, whether you're working in an agency, whether you're working in a school, whether you're working in a hospital, whatever. The jobs are out there. Let's continue to encourage people to go into this field. Mental health, um, human services, they're huge fields. There are so many people out there who need the help. So I want to encourage you, whatever path you decide to take, um, it's going to be exciting for you. It's going to be hard work, but it's going to be exciting for you. So leave your comments down there in the comment section. Let's start a discussion. What path are you taking? Are you going to be an LPC, an LMFT, an LCSW, or an LSSP? Let me know.